Hello and welcome to Rising Stars. I'm Vikram Oza. Now, they often say technology helps you find a voice. In the time of so much noise that we're hearing, the digital world with all its social media offerings, they're really the platforms, the spaces that we use to express ourselves. And there are businesses that recognize the potential of helping anyone who wants to say stuff. So, in a sense, get a voice. On Rising Stars today is YourQuote, a mobile app that's available on iOS and Android. It allows users to create and share these short quotes or text in English and 15 other languages. Harsh Snehanshu is CEO of YourQuote, and he's joining us on the show. Great to have you with us.
Thank you.
Yes, Harsh, this is a unique idea to an extent because, yes, you have a lot of platforms out there, but I'm just wondering where you saw the need gap that really wouldn't be filled by, say, a YouTube, because now I know you have video content as well on YourQuote. What was the need gap that you were trying to address?
So one of the major problems that I personally, as a performer or as a writer, has faced across platform has been the dearth of a platform which is very amateur friendly. If you think of YouTube, it's very, very catering towards professional content, both cinematically professional as well as the performance-wise, the content-wise professional. And there's a mass market thanks to Geo, which has come, especially for the vernacular language.
Right.
Which wants to express in regional language. They are very, very amateurs, people from tier 2, tier 3 cities. And there's a clear dearth of platform. If you think of the writing angle per se, one of the major problems that I foresaw as back as in 2012, when I booked the domain name YourQuote, was that most of the blogging platforms were not mobile friendly for creators. If you think of WordPress, Medium, etc., it's very cumbersome to type and broadcast.
Right.
So YourQuote started out as a writing platform where you broadcast your work on beautiful wallpapers and broadcast it and share it on social media like Facebook, Instagram.
Right.
So people don't really have to come on YourQuote to consume content. They can consume it anywhere on any platform.
Right.
And the watermark of YourQuote, much like on Prisma, there was a watermark, helps people to discover YourQuote and they make their own profile.
Right.
And that's how we have grown to almost around 600,000 users.
So what about the consumers of YourQuote? I understand that people are using it to put out what they feel innermost and putting it out in text form so far, and now video as well.
Yeah.
But what about the others who are using it to troll through? Because there is a sense of discovery that you have on YouTube, considering that you would get the biggest stars over there, and then you would get the amateurs as well, and some of those amateurs become big stars as well, which is what we've seen. That possibility doesn't quite exist in YourQuote. So what are they coming in for?
So one of the, if I give you the statistics, number of channels in India which are greater than 100,000 subscribers on YouTube is less than 300 to 400. And that tells you a lot for a platform which gets almost 500 million plus users on its platform every day.
Right.
And on YourQuote, on the other hand, I mean, not to compare in the matter of scale, but the number of people who are creating and who have that kind of followership is greater than 60% of our entire user base.
Right.
And we are constantly working on the search feed, making it more discoverable. One of the major learnings from YouTube that we have taken is how to give the next to be watched video or content for a reader who is consuming one particular text.
Right.
So it's a pure technical problem to solve. It's machine learning. You have to understand the taste of user, their consumption pattern, and give them the next thing to watch or see. So it is taking us some time because it's been only 6 to 7 months since we raised our first round. And we just launched the video platform, which has helped us to also help all our users to broadcast their performance videos.
But help me understand the revenue model as it stands. When you went out looking for your seed funding, what were you telling them about the possibility, the kind of timelines that you have, and the projected revenues?
So we are a social network, and if you see the case of any social network out there, it is a given fact that it takes time to make money. So we have anticipated 3 years to be ample time to actually reach scale where it could be of interest to brands and help us sort of break even. And 3 years is where we see ourselves at around 20 million users in India. And even though we are making revenue right now through offline initiatives more than online.
Which is what I find interesting, that you've gone the offline route. The app as such is not, it's actually a drain as far as expenses go. How much are you spending on running the app right now?
So we are spending close to 20 lakh rupees per month.
20 lakh rupees is what you're spending every month. And then where does the money come in from?
We are making
because
a
offline events, which is your open mic events.
Open mic events, curated events where brands sponsor the event, and it's basically perform and talk about the brand in a subtle way, in a native advertising way, during their storytelling sessions or poetry.
Yes.
But currently all of major revenue is coming offline because the app has not reached the scale to interest advertisers. And even from our investor or our own thesis says that right now is not the time to push advertisement or anything like that in the app. But we try to ape Facebook in this, allowing brands to create profiles where they can give prompts to people to create. So it becomes an interactive advertising rather than a brand giving you an advertising and you have to consume that.
But Harsh, as far as the Facebook model is concerned, a lot of it was learning on hindsight, because Facebook started off like this major trend that really took off. But at that point in time, there were no real stories to go after, no formula that was constructed. To ape a formula that did well eventually, but in a time where you have so much competition, does that make enough sense?
I think good things always need to be picked up, and as entrepreneurs, we try to adopt everybody's learning into our business. So it is already working for us. We have onboarded brands like Rent-A-Mojo and Tinder on the app, and they're running contests. But I think what will be very beneficial for them is when we reach scale, because the kind of number of views we are able to generate for those same videos which are being performed, or the number of videos that are going to be created on the app is going to be much larger. So right now our entire focus is on making the technology and the product really, really smooth, to make discovery very, very smooth, and to help the vernacular users who are not really conversant in English.
And that's what I find, that you're concentrating much more on Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities.
Exactly. So over 55% of our content is not in English. And that's a very healthy sign, because that's the market that is opening up. That's the market that doesn't really have a self-expression platform which targets its users. And that's a market filled with amateurs who cannot afford an SLR quality camera to record and put it up on YouTube. And we've all seen, once we put a video from the mobile on YouTube, it doesn't really work because the quality benchmark is so high. And that's where YourQuote tries to address the gap.
Is there a business model you're trying to ape right now?
Not really, but eventually it is, all the revenue channels are going to come on the product itself.
That's fantastic. So you're charting a new course, as it were. Of course, you've been in the startup business even before this, and of course, they may not have worked out, but this seems promising, and $1 million is what you've raised very recently in December. So good luck on this entire process going ahead, Harsh. Such pleasure having you on Rising Stars, and we'll be tracking your journey going ahead from here as well. Thanks so much. And that's Harsh Snehanshu. As far as his app is concerned, YourQuote. There'll be much more to look forward to in the future, and there will be many more entrepreneurs here on Rising Stars as well. But for the moment, from me, Kamoza, and the entire team, thanks for joining us.